Hey man, what's happening? It's your boy Skrilla, man. Shout out to I Said It, the celebrity interviewer. You dig what I'm talking about, man. Sponsored by
What up? It's Dead Well, music exec, music manager, entrepreneur. Yo, shout out to the celebrity interviewer. I Said It, the show.
Hey, what's good, everybody? I am Chicago's own national award-winning spoken word artist, Just Mike the Poet. I'm here to give a shout out to celebrity interviewer I Said It, the Poet.
What's happening? It's your boy Cam Jones, man. Shout out to the celebrity interviewer I Said It show.
Yo, it's the originator Jazzo, y'all. Make this real quick, man. Shout out to Isaidit Management, doing it big.
I talk to you, man. Like, over the years, I see you everywhere, at every major event, covering every major thing, always supporting every artist that you encounter. So, you know, definitely don't want this time to pass without saying thank you for always being a support to any and everybody that's coming in and out of Chicago. We definitely appreciate you.
Tune in. I'll be with the celebrity interviewer I Said It, the Poet, for the I Said It show.
What up, it's your boy Dave Tolliver from the legendary Minute Large, and right now you're checking out the celebrity interviewer I Said It, the show, baby. Yeah, it's all being brought to you by
Of Life and Entertainment, and I am on I Said It TV. Make sure you guys like and subscribe.
My name is celebrity interviewer I Said It, and I approve this message. Subscribe today.
I've been in the jail cell for too long. Even as a pup now, I'm full grown. Yes, I made mistakes, but I'm praying every day that these youngins don't make the same mistake. 27 years, no wife and no kids. My own fucking family left me in it, but
No doubt. No pressure, brother. Yes, sir. DJ King Assassin, all love, one love. Yeah, Cali is definitely in the building right now, man.
The creator is going to make it happen.
All day, man.
The creator wants it to happen, so we're going to make this happen one way or another. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I expect a miracle.
Peace to Little Red.
Yes, absolutely.
At the end of the day, I don't know, like I said, I don't know if you can hear me buffering on my side, but I do want to say this. I want to thank you for this opportunity off top. You know, it's a blessing to have individuals like you or supporting individuals like myself, you know, and up and coming artists, businesses, and everything else. You know, it's humbling, and I appreciate you for your hard work and all your efforts.
Man, bro, I appreciate that. And with that being said, man, let me go ahead and kick this show off and give you this grand introduction. You know what I'm talking about? First, I want to welcome everyone here for Celebrity Interviewer I Said It, and this the show. This actually where I bring you the best interviews from people that's in the entertainment industry, people that are in the community and business world around the world. You know what I'm saying? So wherever you're watching from, I just encourage you to share this video. It's my pleasure to introduce the one and only famous music artist, published author, writer, motivational speaker, magazine publisher, boxing promoter, and 28-year inmate who just really, he's fighting for his freedom, man. You know, free MONSTA YO. But man, let me tell you about this. This brother is more than just a number in the system. He is a powerful resource within the community, within the world of business, and he has an excellent businessman. And I look forward to learning more about, you know what I mean, his journey and everything like that. But man, I want to welcome to the show the one and only Ladaro Pennix II, a.k.a. the infamous MONSTA YO. Salute to you, King. Appreciate you, brother.
I appreciate that, man. That was a beautiful introduction. I really appreciate it. Man, humbly, thank you. You know, it's been a true journey. You know, being in here since I was 16 years old. You know, not having hope, not having a goal, not having a dream, believing that I'm going to die in here, to now being where I'm at today. You just don't understand how humbling it is and how much I'm grateful for all the love and support, not just from the family, not just from the inner team, but just outside individuals who are just earth angels who decided to say, you know what, let me give this young king a chance and let me see what he can do. And I'm showing you what I can do.
Yes, sir. Hey, man, you've been doing a tremendous job too, brother. You know what I mean? I got some questions lined up. You know what I mean? You know, the first question I always ask all of my guests is first, where are you originally from for those that don't know by now?
Okay, so I'm originally from Long Beach, California, born and raised. Grew up there, a soldier. You know, had no choice. You know, I didn't grow up in the nice part of Long Beach. I grew up in the inner city. You know, and when you're around other individuals in that inner city, it's a pissing contest. Everybody wants to be king. Everybody wants to be alpha. And I was one of those individuals striving to be an alpha. So yeah, that's where I grew up in Long Beach, California.
Okay, word, man. You know, I really appreciate that. But like you said, you just really pretty much in a nutshell just explained what it was like growing up in Long Beach. You know, the first time I ever heard that city was, you know, when Snoop Dogg came out. You know what I mean? But with that being said, how did music influence you growing up into some of the changes and the decisions that you made as a young man?
You said how did Snoop do it, or how did music in itself?
Music in itself, not Snoop in particular, no.
Music in itself changed me. Well, music has always been in my soul. You know what I'm saying? You know, ever since I was a tadpole in the church, I used to sing. You know, and you know when your grandmother and your mom's got you in the church, you know, they make sure you're part of the choir and you guys are singing them hymns. You know, and so it started there. Almost everybody in my family is talented in some type of musical instrument or just singing vocally or whatever. And so, you know, I started right there. But music really didn't grab me until I got out of YA in '94. And when I got out of YA, I hear this song by Warren G, Regulators. And it just changed everything in my spirit. Like, you ever just have this feeling to where you're like, oh yeah, I'm coming home to this right here. You know, there's a movie called Love and Hip Hop, and they ask, you know, how did you know when you fell in love with hip hop? Well, for me, it's when I heard Warren G. That's when I fell in love with hip hop. When I heard that hit the east side of the LBC, Warren G and Nate Dogg, they were the perfect combination. So I knew I needed a team. I knew I wanted somebody that could, you know, match what I'm doing and mirror my motivation. And so right then and there, I wrote my first rap. It was one of the most garbage raps you could ever hear. And what was it? My name is MC Groove, and I'm on the move, taking suckers out while I'm drinking booze, jacking them up like DJ Quick, and that's why my rhymes are legit. When I'm on the mic, I have you wishing for more. Going to your house and taking down the door, taking everything you own. And if you have a Jeep, then I take your chrome, because money ain't important to me, or MC Smooth, and that's why they call me the Groove. That was the worst song I ever wrote, but I never forgot that, right?
You know, that's actually people that's out right now.
I appreciate that. I mean, at least I'm saying something other than taking perks and all that. You know what I'm saying? But you know, the reality is this, that that's what started me, Warren G, and the whole Dog Pound. But it was Warren G's song that made me realize that it's time for me to take to pay attention to hip hop, and that's what started me on my road to writing.
Okay, absolutely, man. You know what I mean? Like I said, I got a lot of great questions. You know what I mean? I'm just so inquisitive to know, you know, more about you. You know, so now, you know, listen, I'm going to jump around a little bit. I hope you don't mind. You know, we're going to go in the past, come in the future, back in the present, you know what I'm talking about? But, you know, I mean, I want to know, because I'm curious, what was the ignition, what ignited the beginning of your transformation, you know, this journey that you were on, to where you have really taken ownership of your life, you know what I mean, and took advantage of this time to where you're not letting the time do you, you are controlling the time?
That's a great question. So there was a lot of factors that led me to this point, and I always equate my life to the movie Slumdog Millionaire. Now, in Slumdog Millionaire, it was about an Indian who was playing Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, but in India. And every question that they asked him, he would go back to his life events, and each life event would give him the answer to that question. And everybody wondered, how did he know these questions? How did he know these answers? You know, nobody could know these answers, and it was rigged that way. And sure enough, he ended up winning. Well, for myself, my journey, as I said before, it took a lot of earth angels to prepare me to not let the time do me. Because in the beginning, the time was doing me. I came in here ruthless and barbaric because, again, I didn't have any hope. I didn't think I was going to, I thought I was going to die in here. That was the end result. And so I wasn't, I didn't see I couldn't see something at the end of the tunnel. You know what I'm saying? And so what happened was individuals started giving me books to read. You know, individuals started making me study. Individuals started giving me words to learn. Started learning different languages and their dialects, and you know, I started learning the etymology of words, and you know, my language started to change because when I was young, I used to stutter, and even when I came to prison, I would tell individuals before I started talking, excuse me, I stutter. So forgive me if I can't articulate myself. And one day, an older king said, you know what? Every time you say that, you start to stutter. He says, when you do that, you're preparing yourself to fail. You're setting yourself up for failure. It's called self-limiting beliefs. That was the first time I heard that terminology. And so what happened was that I realized that he was right. I was embracing these self-limiting beliefs when I didn't have to. And so by embracing it, all of a sudden I started stuttering. He said, when you rap freely. He said, when you're just talking about just basic things, you're not stuttering. And so then I began to embrace self-freeing beliefs. So that's one of the steps. You know, from there, again, I went through a lot of trials and tribulations that set me down. What really set me down is spending 17 years in solitary confinement. When you spend 17 years in solitary confinement, what happens is that you're forced to slow down. You're forced to look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, who am I? Right. Do I like myself? Can I live with myself? Can I live with my own thoughts? And so for me, there was a build and destroy process. And I really began to destroy who I once was through that process of spending 17 years in solitary confinement, and build this new self up through education, through support, you know, through love. I didn't even know I was loved that much. I thought no one liked me. I thought that I was never loved. And so I didn't think that I deserved love, you know. And so for me to start receiving it, not just in prison, but outside, and having that type of support, it changed me. And like I said, it was just different stages of my life that developed me. I remember one day I started writing poetry, and I was sending it out to my mother. Every time I write something, I would send it out to my mother. And she would be like, man, you should write a book. You should write a book. And I would always say, I don't know how. I don't write that good. She was like, no, you know how to write. I'm reading this poetry. Do you know what you're doing? Do you know what you're putting together? And all of a sudden, my greatest supporter, Mom, she inspired me to publish my book. And I first started writing children's books that graduated into self-help books, that graduated into suspense thriller books, not urban novels, but real suspense thriller like James Patterson and all that, you know, and so many other things. And, you know, it just took me on a whole nother travel of development. From there, once I got out of solitary confinement, you know, I realized that it was time for me to really, you know, step up my education, my academics. You know, and I'm gonna tell you this: people always say that you don't need an education to be somebody, and that's true. You don't need an education to be defined, but that education allows you the language to function in that business world, in everyday society, and it takes you to another level of understanding. You know, they say knowledge and wisdom, knowledge and experience breeds wisdom. And when you have knowledge and experience, you develop a divine insight on that education in itself can lead to many opportunities just by the way you talk, by the way you think, by the way you behave. You know, it teaches you just so many things. But like I said, it was just various things that led me to this development.
Hey, speaking very profoundly, man. You know what I mean? I love how you explained everything. You know what I mean? It's awesome. You know what I mean? I want to double back a little bit on in reference to when you were speaking about your books. I'm sorry.
Oh, no. One of the loved ones in the comments said something. There's another prolific individual that I think that you want to pay attention to named J. Burton. He's written books as well, and he's an extraordinary author. Him and I have been comrades for a very long time, and, you know, he's someone to be saluted.
Oh, yeah, definitely. What's up with you? Freedom J. Burton. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Freedom Fort.
Yes.
Yeah, man. You've written so many great books, you know, like you said, and you just went through. These are actually one of the books that you had written. You know what I mean? I find this to be, you know, very interesting. I just reading it, you know what I'm talking about, called Comprehension. You know what I'm saying? So, man, this is a great cover. You know what I mean? How do you come up with your covers? How do you come up with your titles, brother?
Okay, well, with Divine Comprehension, I wrote that in 7 days. What happened was that I was in solitary confinement, and I was in the matrix. Every day, I would write 2 or 3 topics, and I would write a quote, and then I would expound upon that quote and give it a body, and then I wanted it to have a positive affirmation, and so that's what I did. But the way I came up with that cover is that I was really studying a lot of, you know, Meta Netter and, you know, ancient Kemetic teachings, and, you know, I know that the Eye of Horus, you know what I'm saying, you know, the Eye of Horus, it's very profound with it's aligned with illumination. It's aligned with the sun god. You know, and so I wanted you to understand that I'm coming with some real wisdom, you know what I'm saying, that illumination, them Jews, you know what I'm saying, and so that's how I came up with that. And then, of course, the bottom part of the pyramid, you know, the pyramid is, for me, is a stepping stone into enlightenment, you know what I'm saying, and so that's what made me put the pyramid with the eye.
Okay, yeah, yo, man, I love it, man. You know what I mean? I appreciate that. You know what I mean? There's so many topics to touch on. You know, now, why did you feel like, you know, it was important to write children's books? Because, you know what I mean, you know, not everybody taps into that particular genre when it comes to children books, you know what I mean? Sometimes we forget about the next generation. So why wasn't it very important for you to say, I want to, you know, look out for the kids and give them some wisdom too?
Well, at the moment of enlightenment, at the moment of understanding, the minute you have knowledge of self, you start to really reflect on your own life, and you start to wish that you could have been saved the way I'm trying to save these kids. And so my thought process was, I need to save this next generation. Even if I'm not saved, I want to be able to save someone else. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes one has to be the sacrificial lamb in order for other people to be illuminated, awoken. And so, you know, my thing was, I wanted to give back. I wanted to protect these kids from this society, from this outcome. You know, I've been in here since I was a kid, and I don't want any other kids. I don't want no more kids coming in this environment with grown-ass men. That makes no sense, let alone coming into anyone's system, you know what I'm saying, period, because the system in itself can be so unjust, especially to our kids. And then they return back into society all angry and bitter, and then they do the same thing, and then they just get worse and worse. And so I just wanted to start young. I want to protect our younglings at a young age by giving them just some good wisdom, letting them understand that it's okay to enjoy those moments with people. And, you know, my person who I enjoyed when I was younger was my granny. You know, her and I, we would always have the same. She would say sugar for the granny, and I would say too sweet for the mama. And so that's where the Sugar for the Granny edition children's books came from. You know, and so we have a very tight bond. I love that woman. And so, you know, and it was in honor of her. You know, she wanted me to, you know, she wanted something that she could be proud of. And I remember before I wrote the book, you know, she always said, just make me proud, make me proud. And I didn't know what to do until that came up. And that was another thing, you know, that just enhanced the whole process. you know, naming and shooting for my granny, as well as being able to save these kids, give these kids a different outlook.
Yeah, man. You know, sometimes in life, you know what I mean, when we because we put the most pressure on ourselves sometimes, you know what I mean, and life can be a burden in itself, you know what I mean, no matter what mistakes we have made in the past, you know what I mean. But now, when did that light bulb for you go off? Because you have become a very intricate part in this world of business, and you created a formula to be able to network outside of your, you know, your environment, you know what I mean. What led to that, and you know, how did you even come up with that? You know what I mean? What was the self-esteem, confidence behind saying that, you know, I'm not gonna again let my environment control me or limitate me to, you know, what I can still become in this world?
Well, see, I'm the type of individual that I don't just learn from my mistakes, I learn from other people's mistakes. And so what I was noticing throughout my time in prison is that so many individuals, they get all this knowledge, they attain all this knowledge, and they do nothing with it. They just sit in a cell with all this knowledge. They talk a good game, they talk about it, but they have nothing to show for it. For me, there was a moment where that light bulb clicked, and I asked myself, what do you have to show for yourself? You have all this knowledge, and you're doing nothing with it but sitting there. I need to apply myself. And I decided to apply myself. Everything that I knew, whether it was in business, whether it was in war, whether it was in academics, I really started to apply myself on a whole nother scale. I said, you know what? I realized that action breeds progress. Application is everything. And you have to be willing to sacrifice. You have to be willing to take that leap of faith on yourself. So many people, they won't take a leap of faith on themselves because they're so afraid of the fall. I've never been afraid to fall. I have nothing to lose. And so by not having nothing to lose, I'm like those multi-billionaires who took that risk. And that's what I do, you know, and so I just go hard in everything that I do, and I go at it fearlessly, and I apply what I know. You know, it's really that simple.
Yeah, okay, I like that, man. You know what I mean? And out of that, you built, you know what I'm saying, some very powerful things in a group of people that's working together, which is called what? The Ville, aka the Village. Tell me about what makes that powerful. Yes,
well,
sir.
What makes the Ville so powerful and profound is that we're all individual entrepreneurs, but more than that, we're entrepreneurs who are consistent. We're motivated to build each other. There's no such thing as big you and little me. We are all kings and queens in this village. And so what we do is we uplift each other. We promote each other. We help each other. We're there for each other, not just in business, but in life. You know what I'm saying? It's more than just, you know, entrepreneurs. It's a family. And what I love about our family is that we understand that even in family, we struggle together, we build together, we cry together, we laugh together, everything. You know what I'm saying? And again, we're all motivated. You know what I'm saying? And so we will not allow anyone to sabotage our progress. You know, and so when you have individuals who are equally yoked, equally driven, man, how can we be stopped? How can we be stopped?
Yo, I love that, brother. I love that. And I love how you took the initiative to, you know what I mean, to bring these individuals together. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody that's part of that organization you built, which is called the Ville, the Village, which is more like you say, a family.
I believe that it was all of us who built this village. It wasn't just me, you know. It was motivated individuals who saw each other and appreciated each other and said, you know what, it's time for all of us to come together. You know, I don't want to be the one single individual who brought us together. Nah, it's all of us who were attracted by this united synergy of energy. You know what I'm saying? And we knew off the bat, like, you know what, we got each other. We're not going to fail each other. That's what it's all about.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, now, again, during this stint that you have, you know what I mean, that you're doing, you know what I mean, like a soldier, you know what I mean, you've managed to become very successful in other areas of your life, you know what I mean, not just an author, but like we spoke about, you know, promoter when it comes to boxing, things like that, etc. You know what I mean? Tell me about this music that you've been making, man, because I really do like your music, man, and I've been privileged to be around a lot of great artists since I've been in this industry for over 20 years, and I've heard some of the best of the best, and, man, you are really talented. What was the confidence, or what was it that you wrote or created that was like, man, I can really do this. I can become very successful, and I can, you know, give a person a run for their money when it comes to this rap. You know what I'm talking about?
Well, this is my breakout song, a Monster Yo story. My brother Long Beach E. Will, speaking of Long Beach E. Will, he has a concert tomorrow. You guys go represent Long Beach E. Will, hashtag Long Beach E. Will everywhere. Shout him out. He got a concert tomorrow. Let's let that go viral. But Long Beach E. Will, we were talking one day, and he was like, you know what, man, there needs to be a song about your life story, about you. And like what? You know what I'm saying? He said, don't even worry about it. Watch this. And one day he just came with the hook. I've been in this jail cell for too long. And all of a sudden, I'm in the matrix. And when I get in the matrix, there's no stopping. You know what I'm saying? And no lie, like my heart cried. My eyes didn't cry, but my heart cried because he told my story. You know what I'm saying? I've been in the jail cell for too long. Came up as a pup, now I'm full grown. Yes, I made mistakes, but I'm praying every day that these youngins don't make the same mistake. 27 years, no wife and no kids. My whole fucking family left me in here for dead. You know what I'm saying? And when I sat there and I'm listening to it because he's telling my story, because he knows my story, all of a sudden, everything just started exploding. And I just let my heart cry in that pain. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happened. And right then and there, after the song was over with, it's the truth. And that was a wrap. And the cool thing about it is, we didn't even really finish the song. I was so excited, I just put it through. You know what I'm saying? There would have been more to the song, you know, but at the end of the day, that's when I knew. I said, yeah, I got this.
Okay, word, man. You know what I mean? Appreciate that, DJ King Assassin. He really been sharing this out, man. You know, I'm grateful. We up to like 243 people that's tuned in right now, man. Appreciate y'all. 257.
Love it.
Yeah. Continue to share that love. With that being,
shout out to the celebrity interviewer. We had 275. Shout out celebrity interviewer. You know what I'm saying? He said it, he did it, and this is what he do. You know what I'm saying? That's what greatness is. You know what I'm saying? Greatness. Listen, first off, I just gotta take another moment and just say this. Look at us, bro. We've come a long way. You know, this is not happenstance. We've all come together. Everybody on this live, you and I, we're here together for a reason. This is not coincidence. This is what greatness is all about. This is what supporting each other is all about. We're motivated with each other. We're both on the same plateau, sitting on top of the throne with a big ass cigar, looking at the sunrise, because we are that illumination. You know what I'm saying? I just got to take that moment in, because this is what we is. It's a blessing.
Right. Yeah, man, it's definitely a blessing, man. And, you know, it's, you know what I mean, despite we have two different lives and two different battles, that we all have similar battles as a black man. Let that be known, man. You know what I mean? And as you are in there fighting for your freedom, like so many other great brothers in there who's just fighting to get out and trying to get a second chance, there's brothers on the outside who's fighting to just try to keep our temperament so we don't end up in a situation like that. You know what I mean? And so it's really an everyday battle, you know what I mean, for both of us. So really, and that's like a common ground that we all have. It's just black men in this country, man. It's very difficult. And I understand there's a lot of people that's in there that's innocent and things of that nature, man. And, you know, it's just awful. But no matter if a person's innocent or guilty, I do believe that we all deserve a second chance. Because, you know what I mean, we all make mistakes. And nobody's perfect but the Most High. Shout out to the Most High all day.
Amen.
And with that being said, it's definitely an honor, and I'm very grateful to be here with you today, man, to be able to, for you to just tell your story, man, and it's all about Free Monsta Yo. You know what I mean? That's what we're trying to do today, and just try to bring more light onto the situation that you're in, you know what I mean? Because 20 years, that's too damn long, man, you know, straight like that, man, that's a long time. You know, with that being said, just get a couple of smiles out there. What does the word Doritos mean to you?
It's my life. It's my wife. It's my joy. It's my happiness. It's my everything. Man, I'm telling you, Doritos is a sensation that has never let me. So I was just telling somebody this morning, Doritos is the one lady that's never let me down, never made me upset. She smells good. She tastes good. She feels good. I love my Doritos. With all due respect, and I do want to put this PSA out. I'm getting real tired of y'all trying to call my girl a hoe. She is not a hoe. She is a bag of leisure. That's what she is. A bag of leisure. Just saying.
That way, brother. Hey, now, you know what I mean? As a former football player, standout athlete, you know what I mean, going back to your high school days growing up, you know what I mean? Tell me, what is your fondest memory on the field, brother?
Me being a fullback, I remember when I first played fullback, because I had been a center, I had been a right guard, defensive end, but it was when I actually started handling the ball. I didn't realize how fast I was and how strong I was, you know, and it just blew me away of my own agility at the size I was. And that was one of the things that really impressed me about myself. I see you day one. That's one of my day ones right there. Blocking records. Man, we go back since tadpoles. But it was me handling the ball because everybody wants that ball. You know what I'm saying? And you know, to be able to have it in my hands, and it's up to me to make that whole and create something. That was like one of the best experiences. Not only did I play football, I was also on the wrestling team. You know what I'm saying? Not only was I on the wrestling team, I also was in martial arts. You know what I'm saying? And so my martial arts background is very, you know, and so I'm not the same. I don't have the same agility. I'm big now and I'm old now, but you know what I'm saying? I was very impressive as a youngster.
Okay. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up. Much respect. You know what I mean? I'm a former athlete. I did track and field, you know, when I was growing up. I didn't do too physical sports for a certain reason, you know what I mean? My mama never signed a written to allow me to play football. Like, you know how you got to get the signature from your parents or whatever like that, or your guardian. You know, she never allowed me to. She was like, no, you're not going to get hurt. You're too small. I'm like, man, come on, stop it. But anyway, man, you know what I mean? I like that story about, you know, your days holding that pig skin. So,
yes, sir.
You know, now tell me, bro, you know, what led to you, you know, getting to saying that you want to get into being into the sport of boxing, and what role do you play with the sport of boxing?
Okay, so in the sport of boxing, so first off, I wanted to shout out my fighter, Sonny McEwen, one of the hardest cruiserweights. He just won a belt like in March on my birthday. You know, every fight he's been winning, he's undefeated, and he's a boss, and he's vicious. And y'all better pay attention because he's coming for that main belt, that main title. He gonna get it. But well, Sonny McEwen and I, Bleak McEwen, we were on the same yard of the field together, and we became very connected. We were tight. I mean, all we used to do was build, talk about our future, talk about how we're going to build. We would study together. You know, he would do his training, I would do my training, and you know, and he was just vicious. He was always known for his hands and his feet. And he said that when he went home, he was going to have to find something that kept the weight off. A lot of people go home from prison and gain a lot of weight. And so when he finally went home, we stayed in contact. And when he told me he was about to go pro, that's when I went for Ladaro and said, you know what, I believe in you. And I want to support everything that you do. And so from that day on, I became a sponsor. You know what I'm saying? And so he wears my logo on his shorts, and you know, he's been out there ever since, knocking people's heads off. He's a powerful fighter, and he is vicious. And I love his mind and his strength because he's not only a fighter, he's an entrepreneur. He has his own business and real estate and car rental and everything else. Beyond that, he's doing a lot of other great humanitarian things out there. Sonny McEwen is like what I call him is the Paul Robeson of today. You know, he's multi-talented. And I think that all of us that's on this, who's doing business, we should all explore being multi-talented like Paul Robeson. You know, Paul Robeson is a big influence of mine, a hero of mine. And if you don't know who Paul Robeson is, y'all should go look him up.
Hey, bro, that's righteous, man. And that's really powerful because, you know what I mean, to have any time, you know, again, in the environment that you reside in, you know what I mean, for you to be having your logo and information being promoted on a box of shorts and things like that when he out there getting wins and getting victories, and you know what I mean, man, that's really powerful, man, you know what I mean. So anytime we can promote our brand, our company, you know what I mean, that's very important. Now, talk to me about, you know what I mean, what MONSTA YO, the brand, is to you.
Well, MONSTA YO, the brand, is about being driven. It's about being a go-getter. It's about being motivated and thinking outside the box and not allowing your limitations to define you. You know, we are individuals who we define our success. We are the architects of our destiny. So we shape and mold it to the potential in which we know we are capable of, in which God intended our lives to be. And that's what the MONSTA YO brand is all about. We push hard, we push strong, we're fearless. We don't care about the next individual succeeding or not succeeding. We're going to succeed no matter what. And we're going to encourage other people who are with us to succeed as well as get there with us. You know, they say that it's lonely at the top. Well, for me, it's never going to be lonely at the top because I'm bringing everybody with me. We're going to have a big ass party when we get to the top. All of us. You know, that's how it is with me. That's my mentality. Togetherness, strength. You know, forget what others try to sabotage. Don't think about that. Only know what your potential is and build up on it. The MONSTA YO brand is everything dealing with motivation, everything dealing with ambition, everything dealing with enthusiasm, everything dealing with being a genius. You know what I'm saying? Because I believe that we're all untapped geniuses. Sometimes we need help bringing that out of us, but we are all untapped geniuses. And once you tap into that knowledge of self, you begin to step into that genius of who you are. And I tell you, man, once you tap into that, you become a new person. You begin to manage your own life. You begin to control and manifest in ways that you never knew you could do.
Hey, yo, man, I love that. I love what it stands for and how you put it into words to where everybody can understand. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
Part of your logo is the gorilla, which is like the most powerful, you know, the lion, the gorilla, you know, these are very strong, powerful animals within the jungle. You know what I mean? Why the gorilla for you? How do you relate to the gorilla?
Well, the gorilla to me is strength. You know, it's that divine strength, that internal strength, that inner tenacity. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I've always loved that concept of the gorilla. You know what I'm saying? I got a crew of my brothers. We call ourselves Gorilla Money Gang. You know what I'm saying? And we're all about educating and building ourselves. And so what better to utilize than that emblem, the gorilla logo, you know what I'm saying? And again, it just defines us as individuals who are beasts at everything that we do. You know what I'm saying? If you tell me to be a beast at writing a letter, I'm going to be a beast at writing a letter. If you tell me to be a beast at singing, I'm going to learn how to sing and be a beast at singing. You know what I'm saying? Mind you, my music career technically started in 2000 when COVID hit. When COVID hit, and I've made an empire since then. It's now 2023. Excuse me, yeah. 2020, excuse me. 2020, and it's now 2023.
Oh, that's powerful, bro. That's real powerful.
Come on now.
You know, and with that being said, man, you worked with some huge artists, man. You know what I mean? Starting with Ricky Rose, you know what I'm talking about? You didn't work with Murder Rue. Who else, you know?
My artist. Murder Rue is my artist on my label. I also want to give a shout out to Isaidit Mills. That's another one of my artists on my other label, Classic ENT. So I have MONSTA YO Music Entertainment LLC. We also have Classic ENT, you know, and so I have artists on each label. So Murder Rue is my artist on MONSTA YO Music ENT, and T Mills, EST Mills, he's our artist. Myself and LBC Face, he's our artist on Classic ENT.
Right. Along with Sean Kingston too. You know, you made music with him too.
Yeah.
So that's really
Yes,
powerful.
sir.
I like that.
Yes, sir.
Man.
From Sean Kingston to Rick Ross to Ritz to Capadonna from Wu-Tang Clan, Bronze of Nazareth of Wu-Tang Clan, Glasses Malone, Compton Menace,
Yes.
Corrupt, you know, Long Beach E Will for a fact, KF Third, C Nova, you know, there's been so many individuals. Oh, Planet Asia.
Right.
I'm about to, matter of fact, we're about to have a song drop with Exhibit. That's coming soon.
That's hot.
Who else? Oh, Vixen. It's so many individuals, man, that EST Mills, always with Murder Rule. There is so many people that I've done these, the Chill. I gotta specifically give a shout out to the Chill, because the Chill, he graced the track that he didn't even have to, and he showed nothing but love. So, you know, man, shout out to the Chill from Compton Most Wanted. You know, but it's just been, these artists have just been showing up, and they've been showing love. Fortunately, you know, I've been upstanding in my community, and because I was upstanding in my community, and you know, because I was an individual that left an impressionable mark when I left society, I was never forgotten, even when I thought I was. So a lot of artists who grew up, or who are somebody today, they're starting to show their love, and they're paying their homage. And I pay my homage back in return, because straight up, I pay it forward, just like they're paying it forward for me. So I give my gratitude and my appreciation to every artist that gave me that showed me that love. Thank you.
Yes, sir, man. Amen. Amen to that, man. And shout out to everybody that does definitely support the brand, the man, MONSTA YO, aka Ladaro Pennix the second, man. You know,
Ladaro.
Ladaro, man.
Yes, sir. Ladaro.
Amen.
Yes, sir. Everybody messes up my name, so don't feel bad.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, man.
I wrote in the description, you know what I mean? You corrected me,
Yes,
you know
sir.
what I mean? And my apologies. But man, and that's actually not a name that I'm familiar with.
Shout out
What is that?
I don't really know all the origin. I got a variety of coaches in my background, from Haitian to Indian to Spanish to French, Irish. We got so many different backgrounds in my community, or my family. So, you know, I don't really know where that name particularly came from, though.
Right. Right. Okay. Yeah, definitely a powerful name, man. And you've been, again, you know, just everything you've been doing, you know, you're very diverse. You're making some powerful moves. But let's get into your motivational speaking, because you work with a program. What was it called?
Rebuild Your Lab.
Yeah, Rebuild Your Lab.
Rebuild Your Lab.
Yeah, man. Talk about, you know, your role in that and how you got started, and, you know, some of the children that you have impacted.
So when it comes to Rebuild Your Lab, it's what they wanted to do was they wanted to connect me with these youth who are at-risk youth, who don't have any hope, and they believe that they have all the answers, and that no one cares about them, and no one's giving them the true direction in which they need in order to change the trajectory of their life. So that's when they tapped in with me. And whether I'm on the phone or sending them letters or whatever else, they read my letters to these youth. They let me speak to these kids, and I tell them my story, you know, and I give them a different outlook, because, you know, who better to talk to than someone that can relate to them? You know, I've been where they've been. You know what I'm saying? I've done what they've done. You know what I'm saying? I've suffered the abuse. And I suffered a lot of abuse from when I was a kid, from my father, from the prison system, you know what I'm saying? Everything. So for me, who better to tell them than someone that's been through the struggle? That's why I said before, it's best that I don't mind being the sacrificial lamb, going through the struggle so the next man doesn't have to go through the same struggle. You know, learn from my mistakes. You know what I'm saying? That way you don't have to repeat my mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Because the reality is that this is not the way to go. And so I share with them this particular type of knowledge, man. And, you know, not only that, we work on suicide prevention. You know, I started a suicide hotline, and you know, we built up on that, and you know, just like my number is an open number to the point to where there's people that might call me in the middle of the night and wake me up, and I'll sit there all throughout the night just to make sure that they do not kill themselves. You know what I'm saying? And I believe that that's what you're supposed to do. That's what God intended us to do. Be there for each other. That's one of the problems with society today. We're too selfish. It's all about me, and not the we. We are destroying, the me is destroying the we. And because the me is destroying the we, what is happening is we're walking on this earth self-centered and selfish in a way that it just makes no sense. We're not caring about each other. For me, I care about people. I want people to, I just want people to feel the way I feel. Grateful to be alive. Grateful to be able to give. Grateful to be there for the next individual. That's what it's all about.
Hey, man, I totally agree, man. You know, as you sum that up, you know what I mean, when it comes to just being grateful, you know, being grateful will take you further, man. The more grateful you are in the moment, no matter what we're going through, and everybody's struggle is different. A lot of people go through a lot more, and is a lot more on their plate, you know what I mean, more difficulties. And like you say, some people have to suffer from being abused growing up, unfortunately. But, you know, you can allow it to make you stronger, or, you know, and with that, saying allow to make you stronger, you know, sometimes you need therapy too. Have you ever had an opportunity to get into therapy when you were growing up?
That's a great question. That's a great question. And here I got a lot of therapy. It's funny because I just recently graduated top of my class in psychology. I'm earning a degree. I earned cum laude in psychology. I'm also earning my degree in communications and liberal arts. And so I officially walked the stage in August. So I'm happy about that. But I started studying psychology because I really wanted to understand myself. I believe that at times I'm my own best enemy. I talk to myself a lot, and I break myself down a lot. And so I'm so in my head that I start asking myself questions. Why do you feel this way? Why are you going through this? What's going on? Pay attention to this. There's so many things that's going on inside. And so my thing is, I really break myself down. When I told you in the beginning, build and destroy, that's what I do. I destroy that negative inside, and I begin to build up the positive. I still got certain how can I say it, symptoms of PTSD. You know, I suffer from social anxiety real bad. You know, I can be in a crowd and I can be all comfortable in one moment, and then all of a sudden feel uncomfortable. That's just me. You know, when you're bruised as a child, you're going to be affected like that. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, but at the end of the day, I know who I am, and I know that I'm a warrior, and that's all that matters. You know, and I push as a warrior. You know, but yeah, I have gone through treatment, and there's still a long way to go. But I would rather be treated by someone that cares and understands who I am, and not some individual that just wants to give you medication and then put you to sleep and not really treat the problem. That doesn't make no sense to me.
Hey, man, and I totally agree once again, you know what I mean, because therapy has definitely helped with me. You know what I mean? I was in an accident, a car accident, a bad car accident, and that's the first time that I ever had any treatment and therapy. But then you notice that sometimes, like, it was so needed, and I never knew in my life that I needed someone, like you say, that just was really caring. And outside of my family, people that really do care for me, but you want to talk to somebody who don't know you like that, you know what I'm saying, who don't really know your past, because they're less judgmental, you know what I mean? Because, you know, people will look at people with a side eye sometimes, because, you know, as if everyone's perfect when, you know, we all make mistakes, right? So it just be crazy like that. But yeah, it really comes in handy, man. So I highly suggest if you want to do something, therapy.
I want to add this though. Honestly, when I sit back and think about that, you know, I will say this too. You do want to rely on certain individuals within your group. Like for me, when I really, as you were talking, things started flooding in. And to be honest with you, my therapist is my village. My therapist is my inner circle. My therapist is my brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? Because if I need to come to any of them about anything, they'll have an ear for me. And we already have it established as this is a judgment-free zone. So we're there for each other. You know what I'm saying? My judgment, I mean, my therapist is those earth angels that's in this system. You know what I'm saying? I got big brothers in another building I can talk to anytime, and they will guide me in the right direction. You know what I'm saying? There's so many individuals around here. Those are my therapists. You know, again, we got to stop getting caught up in, oh, he's going to judge me. It's not about what he thinks. It's about the energy that you release. We're trying to heal ourselves, and that's what it's all about, healing ourselves. So I might come to you one day and tell you some stuff. I don't care what you think about me. I'm getting it off my chest because I need this energy to go away because it's destroying me. It's destroying my peace. So because this energy is destroying my peace, I'm going to go ahead and give it to the universe. And I thank you for listening because I needed you at that time. And then I'm going to be on my way. Getting more healed. That's what it's all about.
Hey, yo, bro, straight up, man. Salute. You know what I mean? Because, you know what I mean, there's so many reasons why I'm so proud of you, brother. You know what I mean? Starting with the transformation. And like I say from the beginning of this interview, just take control of your destiny is what and this is a metaphor that I come up with. Basically, like, you know, sometimes in life, you know, we just have one hand on the wheel, but when you take control of your destiny and your attitude and your emotions thing, that's when you got two hands on the wheel, when you drive yourself to the success that you believe that you deserve. Because, you know what I mean, we all, going back to what you said, you know, like untapped geniuses, you know what I mean, to per se, you know what I mean? So it's just kind of like you got to bring out the best of us to be the best version of ourselves, you know, and that starts as well with faith in God, you know what I mean? What is one book that you have read a lot of that's like, what's one of your go-to books that you do? Because I know you do a lot of reading. What's one of your go-tos?
As a Man Thinketh, by James Allen. That's one of my go-to books. Another book is Visions for Black Men, you know, by Naeem Akbar. And the reason why those are my go-to books is because they realign my maturity and my purpose. They make me remind myself that I need to stop playing games and making excuses, and that I need to grow up, grab a pair, and show what I'm capable of. See, the reality is this, man, is that we have this untapped potential, and we limit ourselves, again, with these self-limiting beliefs. And because we limit ourselves with these self-limiting beliefs, what happens is that we depreciate our own value because we don't believe we can. We won't make the sacrifice. It's kind of like if you're playing chess with somebody and he's equally yoked as you in the chess game, but you're afraid to make certain moves, so you keep your pieces in certain places while he continues to advance. Now he's gaining position over you, and then sure enough, in the end of the game, you're checkmated. Why is that? Because you procrastinated when you could have been advancing, creating your moves, and making things happen. And so for myself, and for me, I'm always tapping into that potential. And those books, they re-center me and tell me, get yourself back on track. You better than this. You got this. Let's do this. Yes, sir.
Okay, man. You know what I mean? I've heard that book when I interviewed Freeway to Real Rick Ross. You know what I mean? That was one of the books that he read too. You know what I mean? As a Man Thinketh, that was a book that he always shot out as well. But man,
he's a great man. Freeway Rick, I want to give a shout out to the real Freeway Rick Ross as well. He helped develop a program. He helped develop a program in here called Defy, and in Defy, it allowed me to get my business certificate from Baylor University. So I have a certificate in business readiness from Baylor University. So I'm actually a Baylor University alumni. You know what I'm saying? And so for that, I want to just thank him and give him a huge shout out. You know, because he contributed to the success and the progress of a lot of us in here. So thank you.
That's what's up, man. Yeah, obviously that's not something that I knew personally, but yeah, you know what I mean? I know a lot about the brother. He's good peoples. He's loyal, you know what I mean? And man, and how and what you were talking about, you know what I mean? Like how I live my life. A wise man when I was 18, 19 years old told me good fortune favors the bold, and it took me a while to figure it out, but you know what I mean? That's how I kind of live my life. You know what I mean? I'm just really bold with my actions, with my moves and everything that I do. And if it works to my benefit, then I was fortunate enough for it to work to my favor. But, you know, if it doesn't, then just it is what it is. You know, you got to be bold, man. You know what I mean? I can't be passive. You know what I mean? Because you only live with this one time, right? So I choose to be bold instead of passive.
I love that right there. I love that right there. You see, what you just said mirrors my exact life. You know what I'm saying? I could have just sat here and wallowed and died. You know what I'm saying? I could have just been another number. I could have been institutionalized. You know, there was a moment in my life that I said I cannot be institutionalized. I can't just be another number. My life has to have equity. My life has to have meaning. What is the legacy that I'm going to leave behind? And when I started thinking about the legacy that I'm going to leave behind, it definitely wasn't going to be, oh, Monsta Yo is this. No, I want you to know that Monsta Yo is a human being, that Monsta Yo cared about everybody, that he was there for as many people as he could be there for. He wasn't no sucker, but he was there for those he was close to. He protected them. He was there for them. He built with them. He was driven with them. You know what I'm saying? And he was a trustworthy individual. He was very loyal. You know what I'm saying? And you knew his majesty because he knew his own. You know what I'm saying? I know him. You know what I'm saying? I walk in it. I walk in the prestige of my majesty every day. I wake up and I'm just grateful. You know, I'm grateful. Not on no cocky stuff, but I'm grateful because honestly, man, my life could have went another way. It could have easily went another way. Just as you see me succeeding in this arena, you know, of business, just imagine how I was when I was ruthless and barbaric. I was lost, and so now I'm a different person, and it feels good to be better. It feels good to be different. It feels good to be a human being, to be connected with my humanity. It feels good to have a tribe, a village, a brotherhood, a family. You know what I'm saying? And I want to just welcome you to the family, and I want to thank you for everything that you do. Again, man, I gotta keep shouting you out. You know what I'm saying? Because you a boss, man. And I'm gonna tell you this to all you other interviewers who know me. Most people know that I charge people to do interviews with me. I'm never going to charge this man because that's my brother. So y'all know. So let's go.
Hey, yo, man, I really appreciate that, man. I'm humbled by your words and just the compliments, man, and all of that, bro. You know what I mean? And I'm grateful again to just be able to for you to tell your story because our stories is very powerful. You know what I mean? And you know, like myself, you know, I'm very, very delicate on the people that I allow to be on their platform for me to tell my story, you know what I mean, and my history, because, you know, the older you get and the more things that you accomplish, you realize, like, man, like, I can't just be giving this stuff away, right? You know what I'm saying? I could make some money off of this. People in the rap game we grew up on, just yell out a couple of people like Ice Cube, you know what I mean? People that's on the West Coast. Shout out to the whole West Coast, by the way. I ain't salute to the whole West Coast. Got so many people, so much family over there, man, that show me love. You know, if I may real quick, shout out Freeway to Real Rick Ross, DJ King Assassin, the one and only Cocaine, OG Cocaine, man, you know what I mean? Man, there's so many. I shouldn't even got started like this because now I'm missing some people. You know, the Vegan Queen, Twix, you know what I mean? So many
Queen, man, the Vegan Queen, Twix, LBC Face, Jimmy Visual, Little Red, Yannicka, Nicole, Plant Base, Black Grass Podcast, my guy Bobby, Wally, Bleak, you know what I'm saying? Gosh, who else? Oh, Skrilla Gorilla Magazine. Because I gotta give a shout out to Skrilla Gorilla Magazine, my guy, Leonard Magazine. You know, I want to give a shout out to hip hop, rap hop. Shoot. Rap pop stars or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Shout out to everybody, bro. Shout out to everybody.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. And again, bro, I'm just so really grateful to have you here, man. And, you know, I just look forward to keeping in touch. And you definitely, you know what I mean, part of the family as well, bro, over here. You know, whatever you need, anywhere I can continue to try to assist or help from my end, you know what I mean, you got it, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm right here. You know, I have a magazine myself. So definitely I would love to, you know, feature you inside my publication, you know what I mean? And just, you know, you're always welcome to come back to this platform to tell anything else new you got going on. Just keep it updated, and, you know what I mean, I help share some of your new music and things of that nature. And anyway, like I can help with my skill set, that is.
Man, I appreciate you. Just so you guys know, I have a movie that I'm directing as we speak called Pulling Strings from the Beam, that I'm directing from prison. Y'all ain't seen nothing yet. Y'all think y'all seen some things.
Yes, sir. Hey, that's powerful. Salute, man. I want to say, man, I hope and God continue to watch over you, and you get your freedom ASAP. You know what I'm saying? Because you deserve the second chance out there in society, man. You know what I mean? You've been doing powerful things, and you show that you can be a great resource, positive resource in the community, man. And just keep doing what you're doing here. And man, don't give up, brother. You know what I'm saying? Stay focused, and much love, one love. I said it.
Much love, one love. You already know. You said it. Straight up.
Yeah, that way. Free Monsta Yo.
Thank you, bro. Peace.
And appreciate it again, everyone that was tuned in today. Make sure you support this brother. Follow him, order his books, you know what I mean? Reach out and try to see how you all can come on the same page and network with him. And I pray to continue God watch over you and all your family and friends, your whole team, the village, you know what I mean? Everything like that, man. And just, you know, everything that you wish for, dream for, and working toward come to fruition 100-fold in abundance. You know what I'm talking about? Because I said it. And man, it's safe in there, bro. And like I said, keep creating, stay creative, and don't ever lose your passion for, you know what I mean, your mission. You know what I mean? Because it can get difficult. I know it's challenging. Every day is a challenge. You know what I'm saying? But somehow we managed to come this far. So why stop now?
Okay. Man, I appreciate that, bro.
Yeah, and hey, for
one more thing.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to the Ritos. Shout out to the Ritos.
Yes. Amen. And
all right, bro. Hey, I'm going.
Okay, salute. Be safe. One love. Thank you for everyone that tuned in, your support, and everyone that's been helped sharing this interview and the flyer and everything. I'm very grateful. I am grateful. I am thankful. I expect a miracle. Thank you for the miracles. Free Monsta Yo. You already know why, because I said it. Blessings. We gone.